Yes, I have actually started the stream. Hello,
Yeah,
people.
there you have.
Hello. Welcome back to Star Trek Pathos, the continuation of the previous Star Trek Pathos. That's how this kind of works. So, I have the usual guests here. Hello, guests.
Hello. Hello.
Should we go from top to bottom as usual?
If you insist. Well, sure. Hello everyone. I am CangoFango, and I play the human communications officer on the USS Pathos, known as Doviah, Drenlich, Twossock.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
I am Dodrebur, or Dodd, and I play Captain Shiun of the USS Pathos. She is a Vulcan, and that's about it.
I am Rogue. I play the pilot.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm Shoutouts, and I play pretty much everybody else. So, hello CangoFango in chat.
Hello.
Hello Roomsbath. Correct. What is the isolinear structure of the bioneumatic matter known as the quantum starfield industrialization and miniaturization device? Correct. Hello, the infamous Trekker.
Ed Willis.
Hello,
Hello.
Willis961. It's good to have you back in chat.
Yes.
Right.
Indeed.
Hello, BGR.
Retro for you too, reporting for duty.
You arrive in a convertible. Oh well, you can leave the convertible in the Daisy Lou Studios parking lot, and please get into costume. We're about to start shooting. No, not that kind of shooting. No. We're about to start filming. Sorry, no, I have to be careful with my word choice around you. Right.
It's costume locker 43.
So, I'm guessing it's probably best if I do the recap.
Sure.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So.
Go right.
Last time, after conducting some repairs again, you sort of, by chance, acquired the mission of of helping this team of archaeologists to this planet, M-113 system, because the ship that was supposed to take them had some technical difficulties due to tribbles. And yes, you accompanied them there, refitted your modular laboratories. They are modular laboratories, that is the talent, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so.
Or labs, to fit the needs that archaeologists might have, or commonly have. And after arriving, they set up their base. Now, for those of you who don't know, M113 is the planet or system featured in The Man Trap, which is the first aired original series episode.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, incidentally, the two people who were in that episode were also archaeologists, so that makes sense. And yes, after looking around a little bit, it was discovered that the reason why they were so excited to come here, the discovery, was already looted. After a little bit more investigation, it was discovered that a lot of objects of value were still there, and only very few were taken. They were in sort of alcoves set into the walls with stone panel coverings, and one of the ones that was missing, the rock around it had residual tetrium radiation residue. Yes, residual residue, yes. So parts of that were taken up to the ship, was analyzed, and was discovered that there must have been an object there for a long, long time to have irradiated the rock to this extent and given off some particles which will cause the rock to also just give trace amounts of tetrium radiation, not a lot. Let me see, what else happened? Right, meeting was called.
Yeah.
Doviah was a bit sleepy, had to be woken up.
Oh yeah.
And during the meeting, Doviah fell asleep and was scanned, and as it turns out, Doviah was suffering from radiation poisoning.
Yes, indeed.
Now, in sickbay, we last left off with it being discovered that it is not any old form of radiation poisoning, but rather tetrion radiation poisoning. And I believe that that is where we left off, and that that is all of it. Have I missed anything important?
That's all I have.
One more thing. In the meeting, we also got introduced to Ella Brasking, who's the chief medical officer.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
That is a thing that happened,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, otherwise, I think that was pretty much it.
Okay. Just need to quickly look something up.
Sure, of course.
Yep, no, that's fun.
Oh no. The engine is going up.
Okay. Oh, I know what I've forgotten. I've forgotten to open up the rulebook. Hold on. I'll be with you in a moment.
Alright.
Sure.
Please talk amongst yourselves. Hello, Rogue in chat. Okay. Miscellaneous. STARPG.
That's 8 people watching.
8
Hello,
people?
8 people.
Well, what if we
I
get
mean,
stage
granted,
fright?
some of them are us.
Yeah, but still, 8 people. Wow.
You can't really count 1 to at least 3 of those.
Well, a lot of the people who watch this actually watch the archives on Twitch.
Yeah. And they might also not have accounts, so they might not appear in that in the users in chat view.
Yes.
So
with that,
mm-hmm.
was there anything still left open in the meeting? I don't remember. Or was the meeting... Because I thought that we quickly continued with the sickbay scene to have that moment of suspense, but that there were still some things happening in the meeting.
I think so.
But I
think
can't
we
remember what
quickly
it was.
I'm not sure either, but we did switch over to have that scene in sickbay and then end it. I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, I think we were just kind of discussing like our options on like how to proceed with the investigation.
I think so, yes.
So one of the things we talked about was trying to track down the artifacts, possibly at the trading post at Argelius 2.
Yes.
But I think that's when we got interrupted.
Yeah, that seems right.
Okay, so someone in sickbay runs over to the intercom and lets the captain, and thus everybody in the meeting room, know about Doviah's radiation poisoning. They say that they got to it in time, so there's no danger of death, and they're treating it.
That's a relief.
I see.
Although they do ask...
I want
No, go ahead. Go on.
I want everyone who is on the planet tested.
Okay.
And everyone who was in the lab.
Okay. Someone will immediately get on that. Right.
Good.
Hold on, I just need to look up NPC name. One moment. Please hold. Oh, where was he?
Uh-oh.
Not uh-oh. There we
Yes,
go.
uh-oh.
She. Dr. Alora Hastings. That was her name. The chief
Oh yeah.
archaeologist. The head archaeologist.
Yes, uh-oh.
So as she hears about the Tetrion radiation poisoning, she seems a bit concerned. She says, Captain, if you suspect that the radiation came from down on the planet, then I'm afraid that would not make much sense. Our equipment is tuned to detect different forms of radiation. We would have detected it.
It's better to be sure. At the very least, it narrows down the options of exposure.
Of course. Perhaps we should postpone this meeting until this has been cleared up.
I believe so.
Very well. I shall report to sickbay. Okay. So she's off to sickbay. Do you want to have any private words with maybe Joseph Westacre or some of the other people who are currently here? Or not?
I mean, I have to go to sickbay too because I was in the lab.
True, but you could maybe hang back for a moment or so. If you wanted to. Don't have to.
Think I would ask Yosef to contact Argelius too about recent incoming wares.
Okay.
Possibly ones that had Tetrion radiation.
Sure. Okay. So that is something that some crewman on the bridge is gonna get to because Doviah is not currently at her post for some reason.
Wonder why.
So, yes, everybody who was either on the surface or was in the lab gets tested. Do you want the NPC to buy dice? It's only going to be a difficulty 0.
Probably not then. How much momentum do we have?
2.
Alright. I'd say no. I'd say better conserve it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Plus the ship will assist anyway. So here we go.
Sure.
First roll of the day.
That's
13.
Oh wow!
1, 2. That's 3 successes.
Very
Okay.
interesting.
Wow!
So,
Good
Rogue.
job, NPC.
Rogue, do you want to roll for the ship? It's going to be medicine plus sensors. Ah!
Wow.
There we go.
Great. We're starting off great
Okay.
today.
So
The
that
difficulty 0 task.
that means
We get
Okay.
2 critical successes.
okay. So that means that we've actually maxed out on momentum. We've got 1 overflow.
Wow.
However, because this takes a bit of time, I would subtract 1 momentum because of the evaporation. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let you keep both of those so we're at max.
Wow. Okay.
Yay.
Okay. So,
Well,
congratulations. You've got quite a talented NPC on your
Side.
ship, who
On
that's
our
also
side.
quite talented.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, 4 talented. But the ship, not the NPC, by the way. So,
Oh, right.
yes, everybody's tested for radiation poisoning, and no one. Everybody's fine. Doviah is the only one.
Peculiar. Huh.
Doviah. What have you interacted with anything that the rest of the crew might not have recently?
I'm I don't believe so. I merely scanned things. I went up to things, but I didn't touch anything. I have no idea how
And prior
this
to
happened.
going down to the planet?
Well, I do have my... there was a... The only other object that I really have that might be out of the ordinary is a crystal sphere, which I bought at the station a few weeks ago. But I don't think it would be radiating. I don't think it would be that. That's the only
Was it
thing I can
tested?
think of.
So, out of character, it was beamed on board using the transporters, and there would have been a red flag come up if something radioactive were to be beamed
I
over.
would have thought so as well. Yes, they've had it scanned. Nothing has shown up.
We'll have it examined in more detail just in case, but it's
Alright.
probably nothing.
Alright, it's in my quarters on the shelf. Sure you'll find it. Right.
Okay.
Have that retrieved and examined.
Right. So, someone
Okay.
goes off to have a look at that. About 3 minutes later, here, there's the comms called the intercom, so it goes over. Here over the intercom, Captain, it's the sphere. It's emitting massive amounts of tetraene radiation. The internal sensors didn't pick it up. They're not tuned for that, but it really is. Luckily, the bulkheads of the ship seem to be enough to contain it in the quarters, but it's active, whatever it is. What do you want us to do with it, sir?
Oh no.
Now, contain it.
Yes, of course.
Let's see what else we can learn.
Very well. I'll have it brought to one of the science labs. Okay. So that
Now
happens.
let me
They're off doing
look
that.
in my notes
Your notes?
for a certain name.
A certain name? I don't know what you could be talking about. Hmm. By the way, chat, if there are volume issues, let me know. We can fix those. Probably. Can't make any promises, but should be able to.
Very clever.
Okay. It's definitely in this section.
Okay. Good.
The downside to having 33 pages of notes, finding things.
The upside of having it as a virtual format, Control F.
Yes. Got it. Got the name. I can't remember how it was pronounced,
Do you want to send it to me?
but I spelled... Yeah. I'll throw that in game text.
Sure. Mailar?
Interesting name, isn't it?
Huh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The mysterious trader Doviah got the orb
Oh
from.
yeah. I should have that in my notes as well.
Yeah.
So now
Oh,
we
yeah.
have something specific to ask Argelius 2 about.
Oh,
Mhm.
bad.
Yeah. I doubt we'll be able to catch him again though. The trader. He's probably a long way away now.
Who knows?
Maybe I do.
Because I would like to have a refund.
I hope you know.
I like to have it
You
replaced.
know that's-
I like to have it replaced with a crystal sphere that doesn't emit Tetrian radiation. Please.
You do realise, is that one of the ones that you took for... No, that's one with a lot of money. Is that one a lot of money or not?
It was...
It was heavily discounted.
yes.
Yes. The price was haggled down, but still.
It was heavily discounted, yes.
Still, I had to pay to get radiation poisoning.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, in the 20s,
Yeah, you did.
in the 1920s, people went to radium baths to bathe in
Yeah.
baths that have radium powder in them.
Yes, but there people
Wow.
knew about it.
No, they did, but they
They
thought
did.
they thought it was healthy. They were told it was healthy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
True.
so what do you want to do now as a group, or as individuals, whatever you want?
I'll just stay in sickbay probably.
Okay,
I doubt I'll be going anywhere anytime soon.
won't take that long.
Okay. That's good to know.
Well, I'd like to add that name to the pending Argelius 2 contact that we had going on in the background. And not that we know if that name will actually mean anything, but I think we can also note like what day we were there and where he was stationed on that day. See if they can figure it out from that.
Okay. Right.
When they got there, when they left, what they had, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just need to... actually, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Sure.
It is fine, and that's why I'm making notes.
Okay.
One moment.
Of course.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's good. So, what is... So you send that out, you add that name to look for stuff, and short while after, you get information back that, he's a registered trader there. He has been trading there for a good few years, and he's got a mostly clean record. Only a few minor cases of selling items which turned out to be stolen, but there was never anything proven that he was involved in any theft or anything like that. In fact, he always reimbursed, if the item wasn't able to be found, he voluntarily reimbursed the people who it was originally taken from. So, yes. So what do you want to do now? You get a message that the crystal sphere has been securely contained in one of the science labs.
I would also like oh god, what was his name? Oh yeah. I'd like to have Zaveru's puzzle box also quarantined temporarily.
Which is technically yours, but okay.
Yes. But the one I let him borrow.
Yes. Okay. So...
And have him tested for radiation as well,
Yeah.
while we're at it.
that happens. He's fine, and the puzzle box didn't emit any sort of radiation.
Huh.
All right.
So do you have the puzzle box delivered back to your quarters again, Captain?
It's in quarantine until further notice.
Ah. Sure.
Okay, so... Yeah, he does sound like a
Right.
fair guy, doesn't he, Eliza? Doesn't he? So, what's the next step? What do you want to do?
All right. I think we need to continue that meeting
Continue the meeting.
about how to proceed. Yeah.
Okay. Doviah is well enough that she can attend the meeting, but the nurses tell you that you shouldn't do anything strenuous.
Mm-hmm. Could I? I'm not sure if that's possible in this time, but could I, in theory, stay in that bay and just join the meeting via a voice call thing?
Well, you do have the monitors that you can on the arm that you can bend over to the bed. Yeah, that can work. We do see that in the original series-ish. So if you want to.
Nah, no. I'll go to the meeting. It's fine. Was just wondering if that's possible. But yeah, sure.
Okay.
If I'm well enough, I'll go.
The meeting gets resumed. All the people turn up.
Give a quick update on the whole radiation situation.
Mm-hmm.
No need to go through it all again, but
Right. I see.
So
we now have a more promising lead on something to potentially investigate.
So Dr. Hastings says, yes, there must be some connection with the sphere to our site. Tetran radiation is too rare for this to be a coincidence. Captain, might I have permission to take the sphere down to the surface, see if it interacts with anything?
With proper precautions, which I'm sure you know how to do, yes.
Thank you.
Of course.
However, if I recall, Doviah,
Yes, Captain?
the trader claimed that was a Viuni artifact.
I believe so, yes.
Does that seem plausible for this planet, Dr. Hastings?
She thinks from it. Is Nero in this meeting as well, Nero? Or not?
No.
No? Okay.
Paranoid I haven't. Don't think so.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Do you want to play Dalem? Or anyone else? An NPC
Nah,
perhaps?
carry on, guys. I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
We only have
Okay,
department
okay.
heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she thinks for a while and says, maybe the Viuni are. There are so few artifacts of theirs available. Not much is known about them. I believe more is written about them in other cultures' histories than we actually have scientific facts for.
I see.
We're not even sure where the
It
homeworld
does-
was.
It does raise quite a few questions regarding our previous mission.
At this point, Westacre raises an eyebrow and says, "In what way, Captain?"
It's probably not connected.
I see.
It's most likely a coincidence. It's nothing to worry about. But I
See.
will keep it in mind, just in case.
Okay. So, Dr. Hastings is quite eager to, or appears quite eager, to take the sphere down to the surface. Do you want to do that first, or do you want to head off to the station first? Or do you want to do both at the same time? You can separate the saucer, but you can't really reattach it anymore.
I'd like to see if we can do real-time communication with him.
With who? Sorry?
With, Malar.
You can try. That would be...
I would like to try.
Yes. Now that would be a roll. And what does Doviah think? Does Doviah think that she would be up to that? You still feel a little bit nauseous,
Sure.
but
I'd probably.
I mean,
go
if
to
you're well,
sick bay first.
if you're well enough to sit at a meeting, going to the bridge and pushing some buttons, probably be fine.
Just to patch it through.
Yes, just set it up. Get a clear enough connection.
Okay.
So,
Alright, I'll try
Okay.
getting him on. Sure.
okay.
Is the meeting over, Captain?
Yes. I believe until we determine the results of the call, whether or not it is successful, and the orb, then we can revisit our course of action.
Right.
Okay. It shouldn't take too long, so people are still kind of hanging around
Sure.
because. Right. So do you head off to the bridge? Ben?
Yes, I'll head to the bridge
Yes.
immediately.
Okay. So get to the bridge. The crewman who is at your console vacates it as soon as you get there, and
Hello!
it is visible. Of course, Nero in the captain's chair, but it is visible that Doviah is a little bit dizzy. A little bit.
Been drinking again?
What do you mean again, Nero?
Oh, quick
Radiation
question.
poisoning.
Lovely.
Go ahead, Captain.
Relative to
The speed of light, yes.
Argelius 2, are we like space north, space south, space whatever?
Space northwest.
Okay.
But not a lot, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. Right. Now it's time to get to the roll. So,
Oh, by the way,
yes.
did we ever old news in universe?
Mhm.
But did we ever hear back from the First Federation or the stations that we contacted about the whatever the aliens were from the last
The
episode?
Bathshal, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, you would have. Did I not say that? I thought I mentioned it. Maybe I forgot.
I don't think
If
so.
it's not in your notes, then I probably
I think
forgot.
we were more preoccupied
Probably.
with...
Yeah. So the First Federation have had contact with the Bathshal. They have had dealings, but with how advanced the First Federation's technology is, the Bastral were never a real threat. But they weren't friendly either. So, mostly it's a bit tense, the relationship there, but nothing too dangerous happened. Is there anything specific that you wanted to ask, or that you would have asked, that you wanted information about? Because I don't remember entirely.
Trying to get back into that mindset from several weeks ago. No, I don't think so. I think with their relations being tense, she would assume their knowledge is fairly limited, as ours
Okay.
is.
Right. Okay, sure. So, now it's time for Doviah's roll. So, this is going to be, of course, where is it? Yeah, engineering plus control. Since you're, let's see how far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm going to set the difficulty to 2 to get good real-time communications. If you get less than that, you can still succeed, but at a cost. The complication might be that the connection is bad and cuts out at certain points, or other things perhaps. But you can succeed at a cost.
Okay. Also, focus used yes, because I'm using subspace communications.
Okay, yes.
Sure. 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Or shall
And
I
the ship will
one?
assist.
I don't know.
It's up to you.
Up to everyone. Really.
It's up to you, because if you decide, no, I won't, then
Yeah,
there's not
then-
even a possibility of...
Well,
We've still got max at the moment,
yeah.
but
So
they will start
Let's
evaporating
give
soon.
you one. At
okay.
least do one.
Sure.
Yeah, I think 1 is fair.
Okay. Right. Thank you. I'll roll 3 dice then. Communication range 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. 4 successes.
Okay! What were those? Were those
What is-
a 2 and a 4?
Ha ha ha.
Okay. Ah.
Don't say a thing. Don't say a thing. It won't notice.
So, Dodd, do you want to roll for the ship? It's communications plus engineering.
Ha ha ha.
Comms, engineering, normal assist roll, so...
Ah, there we go.
Nice.
5! Another
Okay.
5 successes.
I believe
So-
we're full on momentum again.
Yes, we are. And there is 2 overflow.
Okay.
So, yes. Even though it is... sorry. Even though it isn't easy, you do manage to establish real-time communications with them, both audio and visual. And in the beginning there is a little bit of noise distortion in there, but you manage to clear it up and get really very good communications.
Impressive.
So, as you're there, you get Malar onto your screen, on your console. You can see him a little bit overweight. His face with his clothes with all the different pockets and things on. You can see behind him kind of colourful lights that, like in the bar where you were.
Okay.
He says, "Yes, this is Trader Malar. There have been some questions asked by station security. You You wouldn't have anything to do with that, would you?
Hello.
Perhaps.
Or it's all on screen?
No, not yet. Not yet. This is just... You're not... So this is just...
Oh, right.
This is just... Doviah.
That's
This
what
just,
I
yeah,
thought.
this is just Doviah at the console, getting the communication clear. She's not patched it through yet.
I say, hello, one moment, I'll just patch it through. Captain, I've got him on... Should I put on screen?
Or do you want
Yes.
to patch down to the conference room? 'Cause that could work as well on the little triangle monitor thing.
Now we're all in the bridge, so that would have to...
Well, that wasn't stated. If you wanted to be in the room, then... Although, bridge is fine. Bridge is fine.
Sure. Right, shall I have it put on screen, Captain?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, do it. Comes up on screen. Nice and large, the face. Says... Captain. Did you hear my question?
Yes. That may be related to our current situation. You see, when we were last at Argelius 2, you sold an orb to Officer Twossock over there. And that orb has since released enough Tetrion radiation to cause radiation sickness.
How terrible! I apologize most profusely. I had no idea. The orb...
Well...
I thought
yes.
it was just a crystal sphere, the Uni artifact. It is... I was completely unaware of this.
Me too.
How do you wish to proceed?
I would like any information you have on the source of the artifact.
Yes. It is a personal artifact. I inherited it from my father, who... He passed away recently, and I do not have large accommodations, and so I had to get rid of some of his artifacts. He was a collector of sorts.
May I ask how recently he passed away?
A few weeks ago, maybe? I only got my hands on the artifacts a few days ago. Well, maybe a little bit more than a few days ago, but not very long anyway. You see, I had to have them shipped over from the colony where he lived.
Where was that colony?
Let me get the paperwork. One moment. It's over. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. It's on a world around a system called Brenner's Star, which is a little bit space northeast, a little bit further towards the Romulan neutral zone, but not that far away. The note-taking is very intense.
And in your inheritance, did you find that he kept any records of these collector's items?
No, come to think of it. Although he was an honest man. If you wish, I can send you some documentation.
That would be appreciated.
Okay. Does anyone have any further questions?
No, not really. Huh. Could ask for the money back, perhaps, but...
Yes, the credits that were allotted to you by the Federation, you wanna give them back so that the
No.
Federation hasn't lost
Never
a
mind.
few.
You're right. It's fine.
Well, yes, sure. A few slips, I think it was. So, are there any further questions, or is that that?
I don't suppose you know of any similar items which you had, which may have come from the same source.
I have had a few. There were a few of these spheres in the series. I sold them to. Let's see. And he looks like he's getting some information. Okay. So this is, yes, I sold them to a man. This is official Starfleet business, is it not? I would not want to violate any trade laws by giving this information out, but very well, very well. I sold them to a man named Benting Massar. He wanted all of them, however, I wanted to keep one as a memento, but I couldn't find the space for it, and so I sold it separately.
Can I try to determine how forthcoming he's been being?
Yes. Do you want to give me a? It's going to be presence plus. I would say security.
Okie doke. It's not bad.
And it's going to be an opposed check anyway, because if he has been forthcoming, and I don't roll, then you know that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Do
you want to buy dice?
So we're back at full momentum, yeah?
Yes.
I'd like at least one.
Not Fenton. Benton, yes. That's an important distinction there. Yes, indeed, Willis. I know, we're not getting to Fenton yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Security are red. That's why it's a red shirt. That's why that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And engineers also, right?
Yes.
Yes. And communications officers.
Yes.
At
Although
least
in one
series,
episode,
yeah.
Uhura did wear a golden thing though.
Huh? I don't know.
Whatever.
Do you want the name in?
Yes, please. So, any complaints about buying one? Any suggestions to buy more?
I have no complaints about buying one, except that it's not enough.
I'd say.
Yes,
Well,
definitely.
we're full on momentum.
I spelled that exactly right. Cool.
Congratulations.
I'll take that.
Fine. Yeah, sure. I'd say one is fine.
Okay, so you are actively restricting her from buying another one.
No.
So then that ends the conversation right there. So.
All right. Neato.
Right.
Well, I could always. Isn't it like majority?
Momentum
No.
is unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Golden.
Threat isn't.
But the score is 15, so with 3 dice, I feel okay about that if I'm rolling better than on Saturday.
Well, now that you've said that, I'm sure it'll end up fine.
3.
Congratulations.
We're still good.
Okay. So, that's 2 critical successes for me. No.
That would be impressive.
So
I have a 16 in whatever discipline we're using here.
imagine if
Forget
he,
that the limit is 5.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it does say
Sure.
that the rules can be adhered to as much or as little as the GM says, so...
Sure.
Right, so... He's very forthcoming. It genuinely feels like he wants to be as cooperative as he possibly can be. It feels honest.
That's good at least.
Maybe too honest. Dun dun dun. No. But no, he feels very forthcoming.
Do you know the names of any associates your father had in his collecting?
He was very closed about that sort of thing. In fact, he only rarely let any of us see his collection. I do remember there were sometimes people who came around who talked about things. That is how I remember that it was a Viuni artifact, but I'm going to let you spend 2 momentum to obtain an advantage that this guy remembers this, or something about this.
Wow.
Do you want that?
I vote yes.
I vote yes. Anything that can help us?
Rogue?
I guess it's a yes then, isn't it?
Okay. So, says... I suppose I could... I could attempt gaining some sort of profit from this. However, I am an honest man, and since my wares have caused damage to you, I believe it is the least I can do to repay you. I remember that he was part of some club, I think it was. Perhaps it was a... Yes, it must have been. It must have been a club of sorts. I remember him calling it the Club of the Keymasters, or just the Keymasters. They were, I think, an explorers group thing. I think. I haven't looked into it.
I see. Do you know any of the other names from this group?
I'm afraid not.
Very well. Your assistance is greatly appreciated.
Yes, thank you.
You're most welcome. And again, I apologize most sincerely. I had no idea that this artifact was dangerous.
Yes. It looks nice though.
Okay. So, any more questions, or is that this call done?
I'm out of questions. We have a lead on people who might know where it came from, a lead on where they are now. So, yeah.
Maybe, Willis. Maybe. Who knows? It could be a crossover. Could be.
Oh no.
Okay. So... So, Rogue...
Uh-huh.
Nero knows quite a bit about history, doesn't he?
You know about history, yeah?
Do you want to do a quick check to see how much you know about this club?
Yeah. Alright, back to flies.
So...
What are we doing?
I would say... It's definitely insight.
Mm-hmm.
But for discipline... I don't know. Like, what would you suggest? I think... I think there could be...
Discipline for a history check.
Yeah, I think there could be... There could be an argument made for science.
Yeah.
Please don't.
But...
Or medical.
I can't see
security.
medical.
Actually, let's have a look at con. Let's have a look at the description for con.
Oh,
I want to have a look.
Con.
I want to have a look at the description for that.
Cod's good. We like cod.
Where is it?
I feel like it would be on the top, something on the top row, science, command, security sort of thing. The others are definitely feel more technical.
Command then.
Where is
Or
it?
con.
Where is that?
Right.
Where is that list of?
At least I get focus used.
Where is the? There is a list of examples for the different attributes.
I would assume that's near the beginning of the book.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
There is a specific section on attributes, disciplines, and focuses, but I don't think it's in that.
Right. What's our momentum?
3. If only Command F worked.
Infamous has something in chat.
Oh, if it's a military history, security, archaeological history, science, general history, command, etc. So interesting. If it's general
Does that
command,
help me?
then I would say command would apply. Why would you make that argument? It's interesting how you would do it. I mean, since this is such a blurry...
Admiral history?
Admiral? General history, admiral history, yes. I could be convinced to let you use command.
13 or 15 or 13, but hey. Right, momentum.
3.
We're at 3.
Some major history here. Yeah.
Now it's do 2.
Yes.
Just do 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, only one. Aw.
1 success.
1 success.
Aw, I did get low. Oh well.
Okay. So the name Keymasters does sound familiar to you. You think you maybe read about it being mentioned in a book about you know what, you're not sure.
Yeah.
The examples are in the character creation section.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Page 98.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so you're not quite sure. You feel like maybe in conjunction with perhaps like maybe secret societies, not that maybe not that extreme. Maybe something to do with you're not quite sure.
I'm not sure
I'm
just not gonna say anything.
You would have to do some more. You would have to do some research. But you've heard of it.
That's fine. I won't mention anything anyway. Yeah, if I'm not sure. That's fine. If I'm not sure, it's fine.
Okay. So, are you going to mention it or not?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Right, so what's the plan? What do you want to do next? Call another meeting?
I think before deciding how to proceed, I'd like to first look up Benting Massar.
Okay. In the ship's
Who
database,
this
I'm
person
assuming.
is.
Okay, so this is going to be a difficulty 1 task, and I'm going to allow you to succeed at a cost. And this is going to be an engineering plus, I would say probably engineering plus insight check, assisted by the ship.
Definitely not my best thing.
Okay.
Ah, well.
We still at 3
Yes.
momentum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like 1.
Going once, going twice. Sold.
Okay.
To the captain.
To the lady with the pointy ears.
Oh god.
Ooh,
I just promised.
interesting.
Oh no.
Thank you for that complication anyways.
You're welcome.
Right. Good thing you
Got
brought that
my
die.
own success.
Good thing you brought that die.
Okay.
But
Rogue, do you want to roll for the ship?
Not if we start rolling that, I don't. But, okay.
It's
What are we rolling?
It is going to be definitely computers, and I would say plus command.
Oh no.
Secret societies and the history of the peppermills.
Oh no,
salted
it's not
pepper.
mine, it's...
Ooh.
I
See?
knew it.
See? You knew it.
I bloody knew it.
the compensation for all our critical successes
Yes.
earlier.
Yep, I told you not to mention anything, didn't I?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, so one of those I'll turn into threat, and the other one, well, we'll see. So, you look this guy up, and down, and no, so Benteng Masar is so you find him, first of all, in the database.
Cool.
Not literally, but your references to him and information about him in the database.
Mm-hmm.
He's Andorian. He's living... well, his last place of residence was a freighter. Although it appears there is very little information about this. Not even a name. The last record you find of him was him being in this sort of rough area of space. There is a... Okay. So there is reference to him being a member of some sort of secret group. It doesn't say which group. There are also several accounts.
I mean, if it was a secret group that was just hanging out in the Federation database, it wouldn't be a very secret group now.
Yep. And there are multiple accounts of him having been fined for trading in illegal goods. It doesn't go into detail of what the goods were. However, there is it's kind of a pattern of activity forming. It's an area, and one of the systems in there is Brenner's star, in the kind of area of activity that's forming. There are a few other systems, but that is one of them that's in there. Check for fake antennae. That's always important, if there might be an Orion spy. Incidentally, great episode. Journey to Babel. Great episode. That was the one that introduced Spock's father and mother.
That one.
Yes, that one. Also, it introduced the Orions. Well, no, technically the Cage did that because of the... But anyway. That's
Anyway.
fine. Yes, so...
Alright.
Do you have any further questions? If you'd like to obtain information, you may do so. Also, do you have Studious?
I don't think so. That's on... I know that
Your
my
other
character
character has that, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Very well.
June was not built for that.
Mm-hmm. Ambassador Zarek and Amanda. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, any questions? By the way, players, you can also chat if you've got questions that you might want to spend momentum for obtain information on this check. You can also just stuff. Right. Bit of water.
Sure.
I missed a lot in chat
Yeah.
while I was focusing on notes and looking at the rule book and stuff.
Yeah. Would we need to move closer to actually get in contact with Bench and Asara?
Well, you need to locate him first.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
And no, you can't just ask, where is he?
Okay. Because we should
But that would
probably
be
let
too
him.
simple.
Yeah, we should probably let him know about the radiation poisoning. If we can find it all.
There's a reasonable chance he knows. But he might also not know.
Yeah.
Oh,
we had-
the
I mean, we had no idea before we scanned it again. So I don't know.
So I don't think.
Well, that's never
I
very
don't think I
good.
want to spend momentum on that.
Oh, right, yes. Okay, so then that's all that you find out.
Right.
Well, they would be, but it's more expensive to make them from a tailor's point of view, so the actual piece of clothing are more valuable, even though I know that doesn't make any sense. Incidentally, the reason why in such the original series they are walking around with mini skirts and those boots is because the actress who played Yeoman Rand, she was quite a part of the women's rights movement and things. And back in that time, I watched a documentary about this, back in the 60s, being allowed to wear miniskirts on TV was a symbol of power. Like, nobody can tell us what to wear, we'll just wear this. We can wear this now. This is an okay thing to wear. And so it was actually, even though with the modern eyes, it might look a bit different, back then, it was actually a thing that that actress requested and got put in as a statement of women's rights and power and things like that. So
I mean, that kind of mindset is kind of coming back around these days, where it's empowering to like refuse to cover up for the sake of projecting modesty.
Yes.
Just wear
And-
what you want
yeah.
instead of whatever.
And
Anyway.
I mean, Kirk and Sulu sure also often didn't cover a lot up, but that's fine. So
well, you got to have it both ways. Got to have it both ways.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, right now that this little thing
Anyway.
is finished, you've got a certain doctor who wants to continue with her, to get started with her experiment.
Right.
Do any supporting... I mean, if you want to do it now. You could also say, no, we're going to wait with that.
Tom Robbins, a supporting character that could fit.
Perhaps. But what do you want to do, Captain? Do you want to postpone it? Or do you want to go ahead with it now before you potentially leave to find traces? Depends on what you want to do anyway.
think probably have that going on during the research, and probably Shiun would want to do a little more research, see if she could find anything out about the Keymasters or rumored secret groups in that system. Anything she could find out about that stuff.
Okay. And you want to have...
So if we have other characters who can be involved in that.
Okay. So. Dr. Alora Hastings can go ahead. Who do you want her to take with you? Now, we've got a couple of supporting characters. You could take Ken Dalem, someone could take Tom Robin, someone could take Yarly Gwissom, or some player characters might even want to go along. Does Nero feel like a little
We also have
trip?
a second security officer now.
What was his name?
Her name is
Her name.
Evelyn Reed. I don't think she's been added to
Nope, not that.
Roll20
Wait, do I have her
since
PDF?
she was introduced. I'm pretty sure I posted it.
I'm not sure.
But she was just made.
If you have the PDF, could you
In-
please repost it?
I can certainly do that.
Have you even thought about our Vulcan captain in go-go boots and miniskirt, gold or green? Well, yeah, Captain. Well, the captain wore
There we go.
green or gold sometimes, depends on the thing.
Huh.
Yes, the torn shirt was. Well, you say it was the male equivalent. Maybe.
There it is.
Sorry, wrong last name. I got confused.
Evelyn Security.
Evelyn Reed is a character that I've created for other purposes.
It's fine.
Right.
Totally not as a policeman or anything like that.
Legitimately not.
Okay. Okay, so.
There's some connection, but it's minimal.
Okay. That is in the original series, yeah. Anyway, so right. Who's going? Who's going on this little experimental away mission? Of course, you've got Doctor. So I mean the Dr. Hastings.
The Doctor?
The Dr. Hastings, yes.
Science officer would definitely make sense.
Sure, then I'd go along.
As what character?
Yarly Gwissom, I guess. Yeah.
So,
my main character will probably go back to sick bay at this point. To
Okay.
recover fully.
which means if that character gets reintroduced, then you can do your stuff. And please also note down what you do, because that's a thing we found out we should be doing. Okay, so I've got Yarly Gwissom. Rogue, do you want to take a supporting character down?
I'll take Red Shirt down. Why not?
So we've now got Ken Dalem, and we've also got Evelyn Security. That's a strange last name. Oh,
What? How's it pronounced? Saratal.
Saratal?
Yeah.
Saratal. Yeah, so which one do you want?
Rogue.
Is that a question too?
I think Rogue.
Yeah. Also Willis.
Okay.
The what were they called? The Grumps? Ken
Security.
Ken Dalem. Because you can pronounce his name. Is that the reason?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Good.
Haha.
So,
My learning difficulties are a pain in the ass sometimes. What can I say?
okay, so
It's all good.
the character, Candalum, has got a value, and if you look in notes, a few kind of character traits, I suppose you would say. You've got there optimistic and determined. So because this character is now reintroduced as well, that character can also get an update. So...
Wait, optimistic and determined, where's that?
In notes.
Oh no.
Notes.
I won't switch now because a rogue's got it open. But yeah, sure.
So, you can update those at your leisure. Just please make a note of what you've done.
Yeah.
I think the doctor should scan everyone for midichlorians.
Totally.
Okay. I mean...
I like that idea.
Okay. So,
So
those two people... Anyone else?
so what can we update again? What can we upgrade on the characters?
You can give up. You can add a focus up to 6 focuses. You can add a value up to 4 values. You can give talents up to 4 talents, or as a one-time thing, you can. I think is it a flat-out increase? I think it's a flat-out increase to
That's in my notes.
one of the attributes
from
or one of the
other
disciplines.
campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I can quickly find it as well. I remember where it is. Haha.
I've actually got radiation as a focus.
I'll just
Don't
throw
get
that
radiation.
in.
I've got it.
Man.
By Jove, he's got
Yes,
it.
I'm playing.
Yes, so
Right.
you can. It is an increase,
Ooh.
but that's only a one-time thing
Uh,
with the attribute and or discipline. You can do one attribute and one discipline, but only once. So yeah, that's what you can do.
yeah.
Alright.
Make you awesome.
Oh wait, wrong universe or wrong galaxy. Dun 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 dun. No, sorry.
One talent.
Right,
Yes.
so either focus, value, talent, or attributes and disciplines.
Yes. Bear in mind, attribute and discipline can only be chosen once, and the others can only be chosen to the normal.
Sure.
thing.
So, what focus could help in this case?
So there's the limit for support characters is per adventure, right?
What do you mean?
Like there's a limit to how many support characters you can introduce during an adventure.
Yes.
I think based on the size of your ship.
Yes,
Or something.
that's the crew support. Yes.
Yes. What is that number?
So it's 4 total.
Oh.
So we've already got Ken. Now with the third one.
Isn't that fourth?
No, no. We've not introduced Tom Robin in this. So it's
Oh yeah.
Ken,
Sure.
Yarley, and Dodd. Who do you want to take, if anyone?
Let me check. Right. Evelyn was just introduced last session. So if we introduce Tom Robin, that means we're locked on support characters for
Mhm.
this adventure.
Yes. You don't have
Yep.
to. You can just take the Evelyn character, if you want.
I think,
It does make sense having 2 security.
yeah, I think we'll stick with Evelyn for
Yes.
this.
Oh, God damn it.
Just keep our options open for later in case we really need
Yes, that was
a particular expert.
that was quite funny. Just then, Rogue saying "God damn it," and then kind of saying,
Yeah, sorry.
"Right."
I'm just here, like.
It's
don't worry
fine. It's
about
fine.
me.
I don't mind.
I didn't notice.
It's not very
I
intense
just
anyway.
feel pain.
So, okay, the away team is ready, but are they truly ready? So,
No, because the character hasn't been added to roll 20 yet.
No.
yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Who's Evelyn? Doing something? Was introduced last time round, I think.
Yes. She was used very briefly during the on-planet investigation.
Yeah.
I'll post the name in the chat as well. So that's how the
Yep.
chat is.
Have a look.
The name is.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Open. Wasn't she also wasn't she also with
What do you mean?
Huh?
Okay. Right. Anyway, let's continue. So, you've each been given an EVA suit, because in case there is some hazard, maybe radiation in origin, or who knows.
Mm. Torches as well, please.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
And you've got the sphere in a container. Looks like a section of what looks like glass, probably not glass, and two metal caps on either side. No, she's not been added to the list over here yet. I've not put her in roll 20 yet.
Yeah.
Right. So you gather on the transporter pad. You transport down. You rematerialize on the planet's surface. The wind blowing, sounding almost a little bit metallic in its reverberation, and a little, almost like musical tones get carried. You're not sure what's causing it. Probably some very scientific reason behind it, who knows. And yes, you were transported into the location near the mouth of the cave with the two statues on either side.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, Dr. Hastings is the one who's carrying the container. And so you enter. By the way, the sphere, you can now see, is glowing bright blue.
Oh.
You enter the cavern, eventually come to where whatever phaser blasted a hole in the stone door. Enter that. You're now in the chamber with the part of the smashed alcoves and the debris on the floor. A few beetles crawling around that can scurry away as you enter. And as you hear each other over the suit's intercom, yes?
The rock alcoves that we found traces of radiation in, how many are there?
One.
Okay. Noted.
Good. At least someone's keeping notes. So,
You say it all the time.
as you hear each other over your voiceovers of the suits, hear the breathing, and Dr. Laura says, right, she sets it down. People, I need you to set up survey equipment, sensors, tricorders on. I want every bit of data recorded from whatever happens here.
Alright. Sure.
Okay. So who is going to lead the role? I'm going to allow one assist on this.
I can lead it.
I would guess Yarly,
Yeah?
the science guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're just here to
So, yeah.
protect.
I just start
That's
setting
it.
things up and let others assist me if
Okay.
they want to.
So this is going to be... So this is a difficulty 0 task. However, dun dun dun, the more successes you get, the more info you can potentially uncover, and we're also on 1 momentum.
Okay, one momentum.
Yarly is the one who scans, so this is what he does.
Yes. So,
So, what role is that?
get science persuasion.
Sure. Okay. I don't think I'll spend the momentum. So, what difficulty was it again?
Difficulty 0.
Okay, communication range 1.
Mm-hmm.
Focus used.
What do you have? Focuses? What focuses do you have?
Starship recognition, no.
No.
Anthropology, no.
No.
Radiation, archaeology, no. I've added archaeology just now and I've noted it as well.
So that was one of the... So,
I've added that.
you've got radiation.
Yes. From the yellow cake thing.
Yellow cake
before.
thing. Okay, sure. Yellow cake expertise comes to the rescue.
From the previous episode.
Wow.
Not the previous, one of the previous ones.
Yeah. From a
Yeah.
previous
If you remember the
episode.
Sentinel of Gul'dan with the
Mhm.
radiation, the yellow cake thing.
I remember.
So,
Yeah.
sure, that applies.
Great. In setting up the equipment?
Not setting it up, but keeping an eye on things.
Great. Sure. So, yeah, I'll roll. Okay.
2. Great.
Great.
Now, who wants to assist? Gonna allow 1 assist.
What was the roll?
Science plus reason.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you can convince me of something else.
Uh,
Darn yellow cake, why can't we ever have chocolate cake? Salted caramel cake.
oh.
That's a 9 for Evelyn. Not really her area of expertise.
Well, for Ken, I have a feeling it's a bit lower than that.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't get much lower than that.
It's an 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's as low as it gets. Wow. That.
Yeah.
So, who would like to assist in this?
Yeah, no.
I guess Evelyn will assist.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just roll a d20 and...
Does Evelyn have any focuses that apply?
No.
No? Okay.
No, she does not.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright. Just...
Huh. That's a
Okay.
success. So
Wow,
we're back
okay.
up to 4
Good.
for momentum. So that's 3 successes in total, which is great. So,
great.
right. Sensors get set up on tripods, people have their tricorders out. She turns the metal lid, unlocking it, lifting it up, opening it up. She reaches in, takes out the sphere. It's warm. I can feel it through the suit. takes it out. Looking on your sensors, immediate spike in Tetrian radiation, of course, as it gets lifted out of the protective container. And it was over. And she places it back in the alcove where previously there'd been the radiation residue detected, which is totally a scientific term, by the way. And yes, it's placed in there.
Sure.
The color shifts slightly from this kind of sky blue and goes a little bit more white, a little bit more like frost colored almost. And it's placed in there. It just says, anything on sensors, people? Look over. And Yarly,
Right?
with what was her name? Evelyn, of course. Evelyn. Color shifts from yellow to chocolate. No, not yet. We can do that when we're on the starbase. So, looking on your equipment, you can see that there is a shift in the radiation emitted. Still Tetrian radiation. But this is actually a thing that is quite easy to miss. By the way, if you had gotten less than 3 successes, you would have missed it.
Oh, cool.
Instead of... So previously the radiation was emitting in all directions. After it's been placed, it kind of shifts a bit. And the radiation seems to be emitting more in kind of a cone shape into a specific direction, off into the rock somewhere.
That's strange. The radiation, it's still Tetrian radiation, but it's projecting it in a cone into the rock. Could you try turning it, perhaps, the sphere, to see if the direction changes, or if it stays this way?
Alright. She kind of steps up onto a little bit of the rubble to get better grip at it. Looks a little precarious, but it'll be fine, I'm sure. Reaches over, turns it. You hear a bit of a grinding sound as the crystal grinds against the rock that's placed on. Looking at equipment, there's no change in direction.
Interesting. That didn't seem to have done anything. Thank you. Huh. Very
Should
interesting.
we get a scan of what's in that direction?
Sure. Yes. Good call.
Now, back over to the one who scans.
The one who scans.
Sure.
So,
Yes.
actually, I would allow you to spend 1 bit of momentum for this information, if you wanted to tack it onto the other roll. Or you could do a new roll, if you wanted to, but... Call forth the one who scans. Yes, indeed, Willis. Indeed. So good to have you in chat. So, what do you want? We've got 4 momentum, and that would guarantee it. If you want to roll, rather, you can... There's the possibility of failure.
I like the guarantee.
Yeah.
But-
It'd be nice to have. So how much momentum do we still have?
If you spend 1, you'll have
4,
3.
so we'd be going down to 3.
Oh, right. Still quite a bit, so... Well, half. So yeah, sure. We can do that.
Rogue, you okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
So, 1 momentum gets used, ground up, and smeared into the gears of the game as the plot gets slightly changed through its use.
Okay.
Using the equipment, using the setup that you've already got, you shift it slightly, and this beam of radiation. So where the rock, where it's entering the rock, there is nothing specific there, except that is the wall of the alcove that it's kind of intersecting is the part that was irradiated from before. So, Willie says, "Ja, ye should scan in thy direction of ye beam of radiation." Yes.
Now, sire.
That's what they're doing, so that's good.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
looking a bit further, the beam appears to be penetrating the rock somewhat. This is sandstone, which is not very dense, and so the radiation can actually penetrate it for quite a distance.
So there's no chamber in that direction. No other chamber of.
No other chamber here. However, you do manage to use your specialized equipment to also detect some trace amounts of indicators of radiation, because this beam has, before the sphere was taken, or if this was the sphere that was here, has been going on for a long time, which we know from the fact that the wall of the alcove was irradiated to this extent, and also even emitting slight amounts of radiation. But now with this specialized equipment down here, you do get a few telltale signs and manage to do some fancy science stuff to find a specific position about half a mile away where this radiation is kind of pointing to. Looking at some ordnance survey map, looking at some satellite view maps, whatever you want, you pull it up, you can see it is sort of a canyon there. Looks like an ancient depleted salt mine. Well, it looks like the ruins of a city.
So is everyone seeing this, or am I just seeing this?
I
will show the others, really.
If you want, I would say it's you, since you're leading this, but
Okay.
if you want, you can do whatever
I
you
will
want with
just
it.
show people what's going on. So. In character, by the way. Right. So you can see it's pointing towards this location, this supposedly abandoned city, remains of a city. So can we conduct any further tests here, or should we move the equipment to there? Should we go over there to see what's going on there, perhaps? What do others think?
Dr. Hastings, this one says, "You, Starfleet, what do you think?" Asking the other two Starfleet members here.
I don't know what the purpose of having a beam of radiation running a half a mile would be. So
Yes.
Yeah. But if that does seem to be what it does when it's here, so I think we're done.
Willis makes a good point in chat.
To point to the next plot point.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds about right.
I mean, what the players could
Definitely
get.
not wrong.
I mean, yeah, well, yes, but really, can you blame me? The players might get lost otherwise. Just look at the Saturday game. No, sorry.
Okay. Right.
theoretically speaking, we're just grunts. We just basically.
True.
Right, that
we're,
is
we're
a...
However, you could still have opinions on things. Dun dun dun! Onwards then, to plot point number 63. Yes.
Yeah. So, right, I agree. We should go over there. Just thought if there's any more experiments or things we could do here before going over.
She can't think of anything.
Okay.
Also, if this was a
Right.
horror film, the rest of you would go ahead while one of you stays behind on a toilet break. And then that's
Here?
when... Yeah. Because one of you really... And then the others go ahead a little bit, but one of you stays behind, kind of goes out of his suit for a moment to do his business, and then... Well, that's where it would happen. If you know what I mean.
Or if this was a Star Trek episode, we'd leave one of the red shirts to keep an eye on the sphere while we went to investigate the other thing, and that red shirt would definitely be dead when we got back.
That seems like something they would do.
I mean...
But no. We know this sort of stuff. We don't risk things like that.
But
usually.
Does anyone want to stay behind to keep an eye on this?
After
That was actually my next question on who is actually going over to the city.
I thought we'd all pack up our equipment and go over, all of us.
Commercial break.
But
That's foiled again. So, all of you, if you can all go, if you want to. I don't have anything against that.
that's my suggestion as the
Science guy, the one who scans.
yeah.
Did that more detailed planet scan ever turn up anything that we should be worried
Oh
about?
yeah.
Nope.
Huh.
Nothing new.
Okay. Then
Actually,
You want to stay behind?
no,
Great
no, no.
idea.
No. So we'll leave the sphere where it is now. Could we? Idea. Could we have a tricorder that stays behind that's continually scanning the sphere to see if any changes while we go away?
You could, but the tricorder couldn't contact you.
Yes, but it would be logged. What happened?
Yes.
So record it.
Willis says either one red shirt stays behind, or you send one red shirt ahead as a scouting party. A red
Yeah, that
tricorder? Yes, wearing a tiny little red shirt like a doll's.
Oh.
Anyway, so everybody's going then. You're
So, yeah.
leaving one of your tricorders behind to
Yes. That's
record.
my
basically.
idea. That's my plan.
Hey, we could make a
I
found
think so.
footage film after this.
Sure.
So, you go on your merry way. After you exit the cave, the tricorders that you've still got read no harmful levels of radiation. Do you want to take off your EVA suits, considering that you will have to do a little bit of climbing to get to where you're going? Or do you want to keep them on? Keeping them on will increase the difficulty,
let me check.
but if you
What's
take
the
them
gravity
off,
like down here? What's the gravity like?
the gravity is studio set. Earth normal.
Oh. Okay. Not sure then.
Let me check thing.
The most amusing thing about these Star Trek Pathos episodes is hearing a Vulcan giggle, says Willis.
Okay. So It might seem like a reasonable thing to do, but then again...
So if you take them... Okay, so if you keep them on, it's going to increase the difficulty. If you take them off, you've got to carry them. Well, if you carry them, then it's going to increase the complication range. If you take them off and leave them here, then there's no increase. No
decrease the difficulty.
Technically, this would be, well, security, really.
Yeah, I think...
And since
Ken
kind of has seniority at this point.
That's a trend. Sure.
Yeah,
okay. I'm not deciding then.
No, not the red shirts. Taking off the silvery spacesuits.
We're in EV suits at the moment because of the radiation.
Technically, it's like half a mile away.
Oh yeah.
Can we just
transport
ourselves there?
You can.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's a good call. We could try that. Or we could get a shuttle down here to transport
Yes,
us.
let's involve a shuttle in this. That'll only improve things.
Sure, transport us. Okay, if Dalen, if it's started with Dalen.
That's what you want?
To be safe, keep in the EV suits, don't just climb around and...
Indeed, Willis 1961. Indeed.
Yeah.
So
I remember how many times when I first joined the Saturday campaign, there were like the constant reminders like, you can use your comms badge to talk to people. You want to do that instead of walking all the way over there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why she's the captain. Yes.
No, it's just because I couldn't be bothered to do it.
Of course. Yeah.
So.
Of course.
Right.
So yeah, I think I'd
do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Dalen alright with it?
Yeah, probably. Who knows? Is he? Rogue?
To what?
Is Dalen alright with us using transporters?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Right. So.
Okay.
You beam up
Wonder.
onto the transporter pad. Transport operator gives you a little nod. Dematerialize. Rematerialize at the
We
bottom.
can't see the nod because we're...
No, you have fully rematerialized onto the pad.
Oh, right.
And then you, because
like that.
site-to-site transport
okay.
is
That makes sense. Sure.
something that apparently only the Bashal know how to do. Anyway, yes, you rematerialize at the bottom of a canyon. The rocks, orangey red colors. You can see ruins of a city built into the cliff walls, crumbling.
Ooh.
There are remnants of stairs winding their way along. You can see what look like bridge supports, columns connecting the two sides, but the bridge having long collapsed. You can see all sorts of different buildings near, sort of halfway up the cliff, which is near the top of where the city buildings end, halfway up the cliff. You can see carved into the rock what looks almost like a temple structure. A bit like Petra, if you're familiar with that. Kind of in that same carved into rock style. And as Gwism's got tricorder, see, that's roughly where the beam's pointing.
Huh. Right. Guess we'll better get climbing then.
Oh, that's pretty sensible.
So, let's get climbing then.
So, you don't have to climb. Well, I am going to need a check for you to go, but if you can use the stairs. It's going to be only difficulty. It's going to be difficulty 0, but I just want the possibility of complications in this Plus, it's good for you because you can generate momentum. And
yeah.
we're currently on 2.
Oh, yeah, true.
So go downstairs first.
Does all of us...
So this is going to be fitness plus security. Difficulty 0.
Security.
And the complication range is 2.
Okay. Focus used.
Cool.
Do you have stairs as a focus?
No.
I have acrobatics and parkour.
Sure, go ahead. I'm sure some of that would help.
If you jump across the stairs or something, sure. Across the old ruins.
So the complication range is 2, did you say?
Yes, 2.
Lovely.
Sure, so 2 dice. Okay.
Okay. I got 1.
1. That's 1.
I would also want.
It's
Give
2
me a sec.
momentum.
Ooh. Nice.
3!
Congratulations.
And
5.
we're back to math.
So now
Amazing,
it's
right?
the good doctor's turn. Wait, why is that 1? I thought I'd press 2. 1 moment.
Another one.
That is strange.
How very strange.
Maybe because I've used the numpad. Well, that's better anyway. So that's
Oh,
2.
both again, sure.
That is 2, which means that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, which means that you're full up.
Hey.
Congratulations. And yes. So
Just runs up there.
yeah, you make your way up the crumbling stairs along the sides of the canyon through some buildings. You can see in some of the buildings what look like amphora standing there, dusty. There are signs of violence in some of these buildings in the interiors. Not so much the exterior, but inside. Signs of walls being struck by heavy objects. Signs of furniture that maybe once was here, like stone countertops or things being smashed. You make your way up to the steps of the palace. No, the steps of the temple, yes. And don't worry, there's no pitch here or anything.
Okay.
Kevin just runs up there.
Yes, runs up there. Richard runs up alone, yes. So as Ken arrives first, can see a few pillars either side. In the center, a doorway, a corridor leading into the rock. Does Ken want to venture in alone, considering he's first, since he ran up here alone?
No, wait.
No? Gonna wait? Okay.
Yeah, no.
So, you all make your way up there, and this structure is towering above you. Around you, you can see a few bat-like creatures that seem to have nested in the canyon walls, get spooked and fly away as you approach. And before you is a corridor leading into darkness, the rock red either side.
Well, good thing we've got torches.
Going
I
up.
turn it
They're
up.
going in.
Yep, yes. I turn my torch on.
Okay, you set your torch on fire. No.
Yay!
I have a torch.
Okay. So yes, gonna head in.
That left creature.
Battle left creature. That would be something. That would really be something. Oh, unless you mean by battle left creatures, no, it would be battle left. No, I see. So you enter.
Probably that.
You walk along the corridor. You can see walls either side engraved. There is still a little bit of pigment in some of the corners of the engraving, but most of it looks like it's been chiseled away by winds. as you can feel wind coming through here.
Ooh. Is the door still there? Is it just open, or is there no door?
No door, just a corridor leading in. It's a doorway,
Okay.
but no door.
Sure.
Eventually you reach a bit of a larger chamber. And here you can see, going down the length of it, illuminated by your flashlights, rows of...
Seats.
No. Rows of upright, standing salt vampires. Like you can see in that image that I linked on
Twitch.
On Twitch, and also in reference material.
Great cliffhanger there. That's a great cliffhanger.
It is. It is a cliffhanger.
Okay. Well, I think we know what we'll be facing next time.
Do we though?
Not sure. If it cuts back to the ship, then maybe not. But
The upright salt vampires all form a conglomeration that attacks us as one giant being.
As a swarm.
Lovely.
It attacks as a swarm.
They all turn into bats like real vampires.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But for some
If
reason
we
they're
shine the
really
light-
cross.
if we shine our light on them, they turn to bats.
Okay, so yeah, that's the second part. I feel like we've gotten a lot of progress done this time around.
Yes,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting next time.
It
Not
will.
saying that this wasn't, but it will be interesting
So-
next time.
Any feedback on that session? Things that maybe could be improved, things, just general feedback? Or Admiral, whichever you prefer.
Can't think of anything that could be improved.
I think that all went pretty smoothly.
Yeah, it was nice to actually
Yeah.
bring Malar, or whatever his name was, back to the story and supporting characters.
Yes.
more like was it continuity? No, that's not it.
Continuity.
Yes, that. Continuity. Yeah,
Yes.
it was nice.
I'm really excited to see how this will continue.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Actually, you know what? Since we didn't have a session last week, how about we extend this one for another 2 hours? No. No.
Just casually slap 2 hours onto the stream. I'm sure no one will notice in chat.
No one will notice.
Especially
Yes.
if you mention it.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Right.
I second the motion.
Rogue, did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
I just don't look at the picture you just posted. Like, okay, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Incidentally,
Lovely.
that picture is from the episode Squire of Gothos, as far as I can remember, with Trelane.
yeah.
Is it?
I think so. I think that's the thing
Oh,
that he disintegrates when he tries out the phaser. Is the Salt Empire thing? Yes. See, Willis agrees. The Squire of Gothos, which was a definite strong influence or inspiration for the Q later on, and there are actually theories that Trelane was a young Q who was outside of the continuum. But anyway,
Good mentioned.
that is all very interesting. Plus, also in Star Trek, there is canonically a barrier around the outside of the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, as well as around the core of it. So there's a theory that actually it's like a donut shape almost around the galaxy, which is very hard to get through, and also messes with people's psychic abilities.
Interesting.
Which also, it's magenta in color, which is a thing. Donuts. Yes. Yes. Indeed.
Homer.
Yep.
So, with that, This stream will be archived on YouTube.
Oh, right, yes.
And shoutouts. CangoFango streams on Sundays. And my game Living Art has released on Steam. So, magenta, it's chocolate. Oh, sorry. Yes, of course. And I think that's that. Unless anyone else has shoutouts. Yes, no, maybe? I don't know.
No.
No? Well, thank you for the shout out.
No.
And for this lovely stream, lovely session.
The yellow cake thing is going to be a thing now, isn't it? In Star Trek Pathos.
Yeah.
Like the coach art.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Well.
Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you all very much for watching and for coming to play.
Indeed.
And bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Also, do you think Room's Path is still here? Do you want to wager? There we go.
There he is.
Thanks and bye.
Thanks and bye. It will be on the dessert menu for perpetuity.
Yep, it will. Bye-bye.
Sure. Bye.
Bye.